Guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining tables in one video. And I'm also going to be explaining for IV and pairs. Now, obviously, I can't go into actual Roblox Studio, but I'm going to run through it with y'all so y'all know what it means and y'all know how to use it. So, basically, a table is a bunch of information inside. So, let me show you. So basically, first you want to make a variable. So local, and you can name the variable whatever you want. So JKH, and then you do is equal to, and then in these brackets, I think they're called square brackets. In squared brackets, you would put any type of information you want to put in there. So like, for example, false or game dot work space dot part. Basically any type of information you want to put in this table, and you can use this table for information. So for example, if you wanted to insert something else inside the table, so like you wanted to say print, if you did print to the table, print JKH, well, that's not how tables work. Really, tables, most of the time, you're not going to be just using a regular table. Most of the time, you're going to be using a table with a for IV in pairs. Now, really, like I said, a table is information that is inside a square brackets. And for IV in pairs is basically sorting that table. So let me just explain to you. So, first of all, what does the I mean? Now, the I means what number you're on. So basically, you know how you would do comma? Yes. So basically, false is the first one. After the comma, that's the second one. And if you put a comma, like let's say for example, you wanted to add another piece of information to the table, all you do is let me take out the brackets. You would add another comma, and you would put in another piece of information. So true. You could put in true and put that in square brackets. So basically, false is 1, game.workspace.part is 2, and this is true. So basically, for example, for I, so let's say you're on false. The I would mean 1 because this is the first value in the table. And then after the comma, the game.workspace.part would be the second one in the value. So if you're running through this code for a second time, it would be for 1 V in pairs, and then if you're running it again, it'd be for 2 V in pairs, and for the last time it'd be for 3 V in pairs. That's basically what it means. So for 1 V in pairs. Now, what does the V mean? The V is the value of something. So, like, for example, you know how sometimes you rank stuff and you say number 1 is this and number 2 is that? Well, it's basically that. So, basically, for 1, false in pairs. So, 1 is the index value. So, the value of the number you're on in the table, and then the V stands for the value you're on in the table. So if you were on the second one, which is game.workspace.part, the value would be game.workspace.part. So try this out in Roblox Studio if you have it open right now. First, you would say, okay, let me really quickly write this. For IV in pairs, and in these brackets, you would write the table you want to be assigned to this for IV in pairs. And after this, you would say do, and then skip a line, and there would be an end right here, not a capital. Just be end, and then anything inside this end, that is what it will do to the table. So we could do table dot remove, and then I. And then it would remove I from the table, so it would remove 1. And then after we do it again, it would remove 2. Or a better way of explaining this is like, if you have a lot of information and you want it to do something like remove it, what you do is table dot remove move, and then inside you would write JKH, and then you would do wait 3. Wait, in brackets you would do 3. Now let me go over all that I said, because I know it might be a little bit confusing. So basically, a table is information that is in a square bracket. Most of the time, do not use a table out of a variable, because it gets confusing and you have to rewrite it again. So just write the table in a variable. So then for I, V, and pairs, it's basically what you're doing to the table. The I is the index value, meaning the number you are on. So if you're on the first time you're looping through this code, then the I would mean 1. If you're on the second time looping through this code, the I would mean 2. If you're on the third time, it'd mean 3, and on and on and on. The V stands for the value of the number you're on. So if you're running through this code for the first time, you would be on the I, which is 1, and the value of the value that you're on is false. So I wrote it down right here. For 1, false in pairs. And if you're running through it the second time, it would just run through the numbers again, run through the values in the table again. So false is 1, is the first thing in the table. So the value would be false, and it's the first thing in the table. So the index value is 1. Game.workspace's part is the second thing in the table. So then it would just be game.workspace.part, and that would be the value. So I'm just here to show you what it means. If you guys are confused on it, and you should watch a different video, or just in the comment section ask me if you want to know how I can use this in a piece of code. But this is tables and for IV and pairs. If y'all like these types of videos, then just tell me, and I'll do more of them explaining what things mean and how you would use them. I will do the how you will use them if y'all want to. So see y'all later, and peace.